Okay, this is Matt. I'm here in Vegas, always in Vegas, stuck in Vegas. It's been a couple weeks since my last video, I think. I have to check, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit, just a little bit about the worker shortage right now we're having in America. It's all in the news. And if you listen to pundits on the left and right, you know, they got their reasons why this is happening. It's usually cartoonish. It makes no sense that they have their ideology that they want to impose on what's happening in the world, and it doesn't always work out. You know, because right now we have a lot of worker shortages here in Vegas. If you want a job, you can get one easy in Vegas. It may not be exactly what you want, what you're looking for, but if you need money like most people do when they're unemployed, yeah, you can get a job here. But it looks like that's true all over America. You know, we got a trucker issue right now. We got people. The truckers are blaming the crane operators, and the crane operators are blaming, you know, all the longshoremen. Actually, the crane operators may be longshoremen. I don't know. And then, you know, the warehousing people are blaming they don't have enough space, and it really comes down to not having enough workers to push things through the line. And the thing is that you know, you've got people that you know, a guy like on the right, like Ben Shapiro, who I kind of like sometimes. He's a Republican, and I'm, you know, kind of an independent kind of guy. But you know, he's got it in his head that that it's all this money that's being sent from the federal government. But the thing is that that bonus unemployment that ended in first week of September. I realize that there are some states that still have that. They're doing it themselves. But, you know, in the eviction moratorium, that's over with. You know, and so there are people who are still getting some of the unemployment. But the thing is that whether it's a red state or a blue state, whether they got the bonus unemployment or not, as soon as the unemployment runs out, they're not going back to work. It's almost as like, thank you for the bonus money, but I'm not going back to work. Or, you know, the unemployment runs out, thanks for the money, I wasn't going back anyway. But that leaves the issue of where they're getting income. And, you know, a guy like Ben Shapiro doesn't seem to understand that, you know, you can't just stay home. It's like, yeah, they're waiting on they've been trained to get their money from the government. They're just sitting at their home with their hand out saying, where's my money? It's coming today, right? I don't think so. You know, and then you got oddballs on the left that act like, you know, you got like women that they're being with their kids now, and they want to go back, but they really spend time with their kids. And it's like, well, where is this income coming from? You know, I don't get it. You know, I got like Tim Pool is kind of in the middle. You know, he seems to think people want to. They got a new routine. You know, and they're just, I guess they're stopping and smelling the roses, and they don't want to work as hard or not at all, as if they got money somewhere. I mean, I grew up in a blue collar family. And you worked whether you liked it or not because you needed income. And nobody seems to have any explanation whether they're in the middle or on the far left. You know, read the crap from the New York Times. People waiting to get that job that they really want, as if, so where does the money come from? Nobody wants to address the income. I think they're all full of crap. You know, right, left, center. Nobody wants to address where's this money coming from. It's magically coming from the government. I don't think so. Not enough of it, and when it runs out, like in these states that have the bonus unemployment, you know, it doesn't affect the number of jobs that are being filled. It's almost as if these people are gone, like they went up in the rapture, as it's called. When I was raised a Baptist, you know, boom, all the true believers are gone. I guess, you know, maybe God just gave us amnesia about their names and whether we knew them or not, but they're all gone now. So, you know, I think this is all a bunch of BS. I mean, I like the supernatural explanation better than the cartoon stuff that these pundits are coming up with. But what I think it is a combination of a lot of things. And I hate that explanation for anything in life where people say, well, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I think in this situation, it may be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I think, you know, you've got people who between the ages of 62, 63, 64, they're not eligible for full Social Security benefits. They decided to take it early. Have a nice day. There are people 65 and to 70 who haven't filed for it yet because they wanted to get a bigger check at the age of 66, 67. They decided to heck with it, taking it now. There are people who are probably have retirement packages that at different government jobs or private sector jobs. They decided to retire early. People may be just cashing in their 401ks and taking the penalty and just living off that until they can figure out what they want to do next. I don't think Americans aren't real big on the savers. The savers go to work. They save money, they also work. So I find it difficult to believe that there are people with a lot of savings and using that savings and not going to work. But there could be two-income families where one income earner, usually the woman, will say, I want to stay home with my kids. We'll just figure it out while a lower standard of living. So instead of two people working, you got one. That's another missing worker. And then there are, I think as far as fast food, I think there are a lot of people a lot of young kids who are just living with their parents, especially that tell their mom, oh, I don't want to die of COVID. Oh, you stay here for a while. So that's what's happening there, maybe. That's just another group of people. But there's all these little groups of people that don't represent a whole lot of people leaving the workforce, but maybe 5%, but all these 5% add up. Let's see if I can remember. I jotted down a couple of these possibilities here. I think I already mentioned all of them. Oh yeah, a big one because I'm in that category. I've been self-employed for many years now, but some people I think have decided, hey, I'm going to get my own business going. Not, a retail brick and mortar type business because they got pushed out during the pandemic and a lot of them haven't come back. But there's a lot of jobs you can do online. One of my writers, Ron Charlson, actually wrote a book about that, how to make money online. He's working on a second edition now. It's going to be a big expanded book. But there's a lot of things you can do online to make money. And then, of course, there's the whole gig economy. You're self-employed, you're like a subcontractor. A lot of people who are self-employed online are subcontractors, but yeah, just Uber, Lyft, some of these people may have had a side gig going and they decided, what, I'm going to go full-time on this. Excuse me. And the thing is, the IRS will probably figure out at some point, oh, well, this person was doing this one job, they left, but we have located them again, they're full-time Uber drivers, something like that. I don't know. So some of these workers may be identified in the future as having been found, but they're not coming back to their old jobs, but they've been found doing their own work, their own business in that way. And then also, another 5%, I just throw out the word 5% as a metaphor for little reasons people disappear, is the underground economy. And when I say underground, I'm not talking about illegal activities. It's just that they're not being reported. It's cash. You do provide a product or a service, you get paid cash. IRS is never going to know about that. And so that could be another group of people who are missing. And then of course there's what people often call the underground economy, the black market, which is services and products that are illegal, drugs, prostitution. I think that there's more of that now. But these were people that are probably on the fringe type jobs anyway, that they get a job and then maybe they weren't going to stay very long anyway, and then they try to do something else. Anyway, I think that the point is, these jobs, the people who have left these jobs, they're not going back. I know the administration is saying, hey, it's the unvaccinated. The people who are missing are at home right now because they've been vaccinated, but they're scared they're going to die from the unvaccinated. Recently, Colin Powell, who was vaccinated at the age of 84, he died. He was vaccinated. I guess it was me. I did that. And the unvaccinated people did that. But people get scared of this stuff. There's been so much fear over the COVID-19 that the administration has gotten people scared to death. But if everybody gets vaccinated, nothing changes. That's not the reason why people are gone. There's many different reasons why people left the workforce, and they're not coming back, is my main point. That's my opinion. I don't know. You might have a different idea. Maybe you think it's I don't know, a paternity leave, and all these truckers had babies and they're missing in action for that reason. Some stupid thing like that. But the thing is, if you come to Vegas, yeah, we still have. Sometimes the demand is there because, like on the weekends, or there's a holiday, or there's some big thing. Right now, I think it's that, what do they call it, the IDC, that music I can't stand, where everybody just, it's electronic music. Maybe it's EDC, electronic, digital, I don't know. But it's just, I can't stand it. It's younger people than me anyway. I think half of them are on ecstasy. But anyway, they used to have it in the summertime. Now they have it in a cooler period of time. So there's a lot of people here. But when you have that big bump of people coming to Vegas, they're not hiring more people. So if you're here during one of those times, you're going to have to be patient. I know you're going to want to, hey, why didn't they hire more people? But there really isn't any more people to hire. You know, there's some union people that are still out of work. I know the people who do the buffets, kitchen stuff, maybe the house cleaning. But they'll be back if it warrants it. They've got those workers ready for higher demand when there's more workers. I mean, when there's more people coming to Vegas. But that's not really happening right now. And there are a lot of things on the Strip and right off the Strip are going to be businesses that have nothing to do. They're not owned by a Strip company, and so they're having trouble hiring people anyway. So I don't know. Maybe things are getting a little bit better. I don't know, because usually when I go to Krispy Kreme, there's one guy there at the Excalibur, and I went there yesterday, and there were two guys there. So that was nice. But they weren't accepting any debit cards or credit cards. You had to pay cash. So luckily, I was with somebody that had more cash on me, on them than me, because I just had a bad day in the casino. So anyway, there's that, and you just have to be patient. You may hear stories of Vegas coming back, but I don't know. You know, they're opening up. They got shows now, and but if you'll notice that the hours of this or that are cut back, they're not 24/7, and you got businesses closing early in some of these shopping malls, and it's not. It's just that they don't have enough people to work the hours that the business once worked. It's not always demand. It's just a labor shortage. And try to be patient when you're here, because the people aren't there. And honestly, I don't think they're coming back. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going to happen. It'll be interesting. Off-strip casinos, still most of my favorites have. Well, Texas Station hasn't opened up yet, so not that a lot of you care, but I still like that Cajun section of the buffet. If they open it up again, they're not going to have the buffet, so anyway, I got to go find a place to eat jambalaya somewhere. So that's all I wanted to say about that. So if you come to Vegas, remember, be patient. I'm out.